Hey everybody, welcome back. Delta Light Gaming,
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
LA Noire.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you
Starving
want to
detective.
ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Almost sounds like he's yelling
Okay.
at the guy.
I see your point.
How well did you
And
know?
now he calms down.
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious.
Liar!
I've had a few skirmishes.
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Sounds like a Russian
You say
thing.
you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself, lending his books to his acolytes.
Isn't metaphysics stuff
She
like
hounded me about that goddamn
healing
book,
crystals
and then she
and
lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it.
ghosts and spirits and shit like that? Or like, what's the shit? Is it
I
astrology?
saw her go into a hotel.
One where it's like
with Tierney
Capricorn,
last
Cancer,
night.
and all that shit, and then
Yeah,
astronomy
booze in a
is
paper
like
bag.
the stars. But
He's
yeah,
a-
metaphysics.
Thank you for
Whack
the
job.
information, Mr. McCaffrey.
So today, I went back to the little bookstore or whatever to get a new PSP charger. And I brought my PSP with him to have them charge it to see if maybe it was just that one PSP was just faulty or whatever.
11 King,
And
we're out.
turns out that they didn't
not keep the
have,
man waiting.
they weren't an official Sony PSP charger. They were like a third company or whatever. And the guy who was testing it, like he opened it up and he was testing, like he was kind of squeezing on the battery and it was a little puffy, which he was saying that kind of means that the cell is starting to die, if not is already dead, which is like, all right, cool. And then one of the other guys who's working there was like, yeah, there's a batteries place like right around the corner, you know, within walking distance, and they usually have one in stock. So, you know, why don't you just go over there and check it out? So I went over, and the guy, like, you know, I said, like, hey, I need a PSP battery. I showed him the battery, and they're like, okay, we don't have it in stock, but I'd have to special order it. It's $35 with a $15 surcharge. And I was like, I'm just going to look on Amazon because a PSP by itself is worth $50, give or take which model you have. That did not fall down. Wow. Reminds me of the GTA 3, the lights that just don't break no matter how hard you hit them. But yeah, so then I went back to the bookstore and I was telling the guys, I was like, hey, just so you guys know, they don't have them in there and they want $50 for them. The guys are like, what the fuck? $50? Like, no, just look at Amazon. It's like $8. So I'm gonna look that up tonight and probably see how long it'll take to get that there and then get the refund on my PSP charger when I actually get a real PSP, you know, a Sony PSP charger and not a third-party knockoff. Because like when I plugged it in, like it had some wiggle room when it was in the charger port, which is not a.
Ray
That's
and
not
Val
good. That's
have
not
some
just good. That's
concerns
not
over
good.
the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You
We
sure
got
you
nukes,
want to
we
know,
got knives,
Ray?
sharp sticks.
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry?
So he's a rapist.
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
The only reason some people get lost in thought is because
We got our
I
orders.
kind of wanted to hear what he was going to say for people who
Get
get
an
lost in
address to
thought.
McCaffrey. You'll have blown the bar.
No, so the
I'll
other
meet
thing,
you outside.
this morning when I was at class, we had a guest lecture talk about the death penalty, and we had to do some like she's like she wanted everyone to get into groups of 4.
Operator,
Which
give
is
me
like, all right,
dispatch.
fine. I usually sit at a table by myself. The kid at another table sits by himself, so he sat next to me. We're at the
Cole
same table
Phelps,
as
badge
me.
1247.
And then she asked if we can move over to one of the other ones where there was this kid by himself.
I need an address for
So
a
the both of
Grover
us, we get up
McCaffrey.
and we move over, so we now make a table of 3. Which anybody who was paying attention in remote sense, he's been, the other kid was sitting at
Thanks.
one table for all of the entire semester. I was sitting at my chair, which I've sat in the same spot all semester. Should kind of point out that, hey, these guys are coming over to my table to be part of this group or whatever. And
Let me pose a question.
right before class started,
What's it got to do with?
she-
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On
the
what?
kid looks over
On whether anyone
to the
except
table
the poor
next
son
to
of a bitch
us,
from the
which has
Slam
3
ever found
girls. The one kid that we both had to go to, me and the other kid had to go to, he actually looks at that group of tables and says, "Hey, Rose, can I sit with you?" I was like, "Dude, we came over to sit with you for a fucking reason, because we have to be in a group. Don't be a dick and like, it's just kind of a dumbass thing to do." And it was just kind of weird. Like I look at the kid, that sits at the table next to me, whatever. We just kind of look at each other like, "Really? We just got here, like because of this group project thing we have to do. Like, don't be a dick." I don't know. To me, it was just kind of funny, like how he just kind of was like, "Oh yeah, you guys are here. You guys must just be here for no reason. I'm just gonna ditch you."
In the effort to bring about a sound and equitable price structure, each group of our population has its own responsibilities. It is up to industry not only to hold the line on existing prices,
All right.
but to make reductions.
So I
whenever
was not paying
profits
attention. I just kind of
justify
clicked
such
the
action.
next available spot, so I have no idea where we're heading to. So let's just figure this out together.
This is an age when unforeseen attack could come with unprecedented speed. We must be strong enough to defeat
bowling alley.
and thus forestall.
I want to go bowling again. It's been a while.
Hello, Rusty. 2 on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the
It's
name
like he's-
Evelyn
it's-
Summers?
He's talking
like
as
I
if like
should.
everyone is hard of hearing. My name is Cole
Maybe it could
Phelps.
be Jimmy's friend,
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
Go get him, bro. I'm a cop. Oh, that dude just ran.
Tiernan! LAPD!
And into his car. Nice looking car.
There!
we're gonna get into something that looks similar.
What are you waiting for? Get
this,
after it!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra
Sustainia?
weight.
Never heard of that.
These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn, Cole.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Bam!
Another runner. Well, at least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means.
Oh!
Hit him! Clean this asshole
Damn,
off the
really?
road! I'll try to shoot out his tire.
That's like what? Like
Wish me
a
luck.
knife bullet in that thing? How many bullets?
If this
does
isn't
that
the
have?
killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he
And-
runs into a wall and
There
saves
we
us
go.
all the trouble. Hit him, Cole! Spit him out!
What do you think I've been trying to do? I hit the fucker twice. Yeah! Come on! Oh, shit. Right up and
Phelps,
over.
you gotta get me
That was
closer!
cool.
That is the end of that. About fucking time.
Yeah, seriously.
Hands behind your head!
Okay, 2 questions. 1, who just knocked? And 2, why did it just... That was weird how he was... I was right in front and then all of a sudden had to turn around and run back up. And someone's breaking bottles. Alright, yeah, let's go to McCaffrey's apartment, so we don't have to be back at the station yet. This looks like it's straight up the road. Another thing, too. There's this mom and pop game store that I absolutely love them. Like, I know the people that work there, like, they know me. You know, I put a lot of my business with them. And there are times I just come in there just to talk about games and, like, gaming news and stuff like that, because they keep up on it just about as much as I do, if not more. And one day they posted that they had Super Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins for the Game Boy, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, I'm going to get it. I'll go, like, it was on like on a Wednesday or something that they posted on Facebook. And I was like, you know what, on Friday, I'll go over there and I'll pick it up. It'd be nice to have 6 golden coins again. Get over there, sure enough, it was sold. The guy's like, dude, if you want it, just call us and we'll set one aside for you or whatever. And alright, yeah, next time it comes through, I'll do that. Well, yesterday I was going through, when I was finding my PSP, I was going through my games catalog to make sure I don't have, like, duplicates or anything like that. Sitting in my Game Boy was 6 golden coins. So what I'm thinking about doing is right after this, I got some homework I got to crank out. Excuse me. Crank out that homework real quick, get something to eat, and then I might put it on the Super Game Boy, hook that up, and probably try and see if I can't get some recordings in for 6 golden coins. I might do an episode or 2 next week.
McCaffrey's
just
apartment
to,
6.
kind of change things up a bit. I even posted on Twitter, it's like I kind of wanted to redo the Mario Sunshine, like just do another 100% run, because just just more like just add commentary to it, because I'm going through right now and changing up the thumbnails for it. Hey, that's the bottom half of that letter. Your mother.
Torn from the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
And then I'm also trying to get my girlfriend to check out Grim Fandango, because I just beat it again. And
This is going to help us.
try and get her into games that aren't like, The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, where you have to be paying attention. It's more like a little simple point and click kind of style game. What do we got here? Ooh, Rollins Bowling.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am.
We're not going to show you
know
any
where we might find
identification, but
McCaffrey?
we're from the
I'm his
LAPD.
neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pitching
Damn, dude,
coop
you
up on the
gonna
roof.
beat on the woman if she doesn't?
He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Get in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation, at least.
Hey, isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got
Yeah, I'm the one. I wonder if there are places that have, like, apartments that have that where you can get up onto the roof.
Grosvenor McCaffrey!
Or if it's just more like a,
Running on a hangover,
I
McCaffrey?
don't know, sitcom kind of thing. Where, hey, I'm gonna go up to the roof. Where the hell's the ladder? Shit, he might get away. Where the hell did this guy go? Oh, right there. I'm an idiot. At least the game slows up the guy for running. I mean, that dude would have been gone.
Get that bum!
Yeah, I'm gonna get that bum.
There he is!
Yeah, no shit.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
Come on. Closer. There we go. Tackle. Tackle. Gotcha.
McCaffrey, you're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
Damn, he said that while punching, too. Now we just have to link him to the crime.
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's got to be McCaffrey. Unless Tiernan set him up.
Only one way to find
I
out.
think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you?
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the doll yet?
We have a list of over 200 suspects.
Jeez.
His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Like, could you honestly imagine being on a list of like 199 other people that might link you to being a serial killer? Like, that to me is just something like a crazy. I mean, granted, I know there's some that they might like list it down where it might be like, you know, white male between 35 and 40, so that's, you know, that's a huge list, but there's like, you know, still, just to be said, hey, I'm on the list of possible suspects as a serial killer, might not want to be out in public for a while, or at least, you know, do something to try and clear my name. Get off that damn list. Oh, lineups.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them.
You got it.
Don't fail me, young fellas.
Did you know, Mr. Lutowski? I ain't talking to you.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to 45.
All right, let's start with this guy.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
Why is his face all fucked
How
up?
can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
He's not the one we just ran down, like, tackled, was he?
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink.
Sounds romantic.
Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this.
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
That doesn't sound right.
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute. But, you know, I'm not so sure.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You're lying, Tiernan. You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and...
I'm not lying! She got up and left! That was it!
That might explain why your face is all messed up.
She left, but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me. She wanted to care for me.
Mm-hmm.
But she would never stop talking about McCaffrey. McCaffrey was a writer, and McCaffrey was a hero. McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
So you were friend-zoned?
I might as well have. I kicked her out. She had nowhere to go.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
Well, we use a lot of them to clear jams.
Okay, so
in
that was the
pin-setting
dude that I
machines.
must have punched when I tackled.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
Well, are there any...
I remember the Resident Evil 2 remake had a typewriter-looking keyboard, like a wireless keyboard, part of like one of their like collector's limited or whatever edition. Looked kind of cool, but eh.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
Dude,
people who run from the
you
police
think you're a
usually have something
smooth
to hide.
talker, but you're not.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
Liar.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
Evidence. That one.
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
And why is a raven like a writing
I
desk?
don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
Well, most murders are done on impulse.
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
That one.
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation.
For stealing a book.
Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
All right. I kind of want to arrest that guy just on general douchiness, but we have to be correct. We have to be law-abiding officers.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red
Oh.
Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local
Doesn't
woman.
look good.
Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks for your help.
All right. So let's see you weasel your way out of this shit.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw. It changes
Oh,
a
fuck
man.
off.
I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only
Okay.
minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Except for the fact that it was.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault
Because this
charge?
thing called a permanent record with the military.
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country.
Yeah,
I could have.
dude.
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart
What you're
you.
doing
The
right now
ignorant
is
audacity
not
of the
looking good
bitch.
for you.
What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
So you killed her. That's sure. I mean, that shit does not sound good for him.
You trying to shake me down? You need me to sign some papers or something?
You spoken to McCaffrey? I can go? It's all been cleared up?
Not quite. We have one more question we need to ask, James. Then I think we will be done.
Sure. Go ahead.
So Evelyn passed out, and you walked out. What happened next?
I woke up in the morning. Very hungover.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Evelyn would have come back.
I know you're lying, James. You went out looking for her. Tell me what really happened.
I don't know what you're talking
Don't know
about.
what you're talking about.
How can you say I wasn't in that hotel room?
Well, because he.
You wound up at McCaffrey's. You were still incredibly drunk. You passed out on his floor. It's time to tell me what really happened.
McCaffrey woke me up the next morning. And he showed me the lug wrench and the letter and the box. And he said I came in with him last night. He said that I killed Evelyn. And then it was all over the radio. And that he would protect me. And I don't know, Detective, for the life of me, I can't remember a goddamn thing. And I was angry with her. Really angry. I could have done it.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna charge this guy just because I want to get the other dude.
You left at midnight, correct?
How long is this gonna take?
As long as it has to.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand.
He's a murderer
I want
and
you
a
to put this
Soviet.
business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot at the prison graveyard.
Okay. All right, so cool. That is going to do it for me for this episode, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care and stay awesome.
We have lost most of Shaughnessy and Dunn's squad. His gunny is dead, first platoon is in worse shape. That medic is either crazy or the bravest man alive.
Can we rally with the first and try for the Nambus?
It's sheer to the left. To the right, it goes right through a pass with 2 Nambus and enfilade.
Mate,
we can lose everyone.
Lieutenant, get back off this fucking bridge. They'll start walking the mortars back to their own positions. We only have minutes. I'm in charge here, Sergeant. Get your men off the bridge, Lieutenant. What's your unit, Sergeant? We don't have time for this, Lieutenant. What's your unit, Sergeant? My company, 22nd Marines, Lieutenant, and we just saved your ass by fording the river. My orders are to reconnoiter the... I think that point is now moot. You have 10 men left. My orders are to save what's left. Move out!